Hi, I'm Jordan.
And I'm Josh.
And we're going to tell you the story of the Apostle Paul. Why Paul? Paul was an amazing guy. He wrote almost half the books in the New Testament. One time Paul even saw Jesus. But the most exciting thing about Paul
is that he was a world-famous wrestler, the Apostle. Let's get ready to rumble!
No, not at all. Paul was the first missionary ever and was responsible for turning the world upside down for Jesus.
Well, that's cool, but he probably wrestled on the side.
But Paul's life wasn't always about telling the world about Jesus. As a matter of fact, before Paul met Jesus, he was a very bad man.
You mean like he jaywalked and left the milk out of the refrigerator and stuck his gum in his sister's hair? Not that I've ever done that.
Actually, he went around hurting people that believed and loved Jesus.
That's way worse than sticking your gum in someone's hair, and I repeat, I have never done that.
But his life was about to change. I might mention that before Paul was a good guy and loved Jesus, he was known as Saul.
That's awesome. I would have made everyone call me Paul, the artist formerly known as Saul.
Nice. Well, one day Saul was on one of his trips to find people that called themselves Christians and punish them. He was traveling on a road towards a town called Damascus when suddenly a light from heaven flashed around him.
Because the SWAT helicopter swooped in with a huge spotlight, and the SWAT team dropped in and someone said, "Freeze, put your hands up." And Saul said, "You'll never take me alive."
Well, they didn't have helicopters back then or SWAT teams. No, it was a light from heaven. And then suddenly Saul actually heard a voice coming from heaven that said,
"Let's get ready to rumble!" I knew there was gonna be a wrestling match at some point.
No, actually the voice was the Lord's, and God asked Saul, "Why do you persecute me?" And Saul asked the voice, "Who are you, Lord?"
Well, did he hear an answer?
He did. A voice said, "I am Jesus, whom you are persecuting." And then Jesus told him to get up and go into the city, and he would find out what to do next.
Wow, so let me get this straight. Saul is walking on the road. Boom, flash of light. And the voice of God telling Saul what's going to happen next?
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. And when Saul stood up, he realized he was blind.
That's crazy! And this is the same guy that wrote almost half the books of the New Testament and would turn the world upside down for Jesus?
Yes, because when Saul met Jesus, everything in his life changed in a second. Meeting Jesus always changes our lives, and we get to learn about all the amazing adventures Saul had telling the world about Jesus.
Saul, the amazing blind superhero with laser vision eyes and this thing that tells time in the middle of his forehead.
Actually, from now on, his name is Paul.
Oh, Paul, the amazing blind superhero with laser beam eyes and a shark that rides on his forehead.
And he doesn't stay blind. He's healed, and then he begins to tell the world about Jesus. But we'll get to the rest of that story next time.
I can't wait!